Francisco, welcome to Podcastina.
Wow, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is nice.
Thank you for being here. What are you looking forward to in life right now?
Oh, what am I looking for? I guess wow, that's a loaded question.
It
There's a lot of
is.
things
I
that
know, I
I
get you
look.
right at the top.
I know. That's a
Oh, wait,
lot.
hang on. Monty's fur is like,
Oh, wow.
it gets everywhere.
Yeah, I think stability or like balance, in life, and I think that's the thing of having like good balance in life. That because then being happy with what you're doing, but also being happy to get other stuff, being having good work, but also a good social life. I think balance. I think that's the key because right now it's like, you know,
Are you bad at balance?
I think I'm figuring it out to be better. But yeah, I think I sometimes I skew too much in one thing or thinks too much this other thing and then go back. Like I'm sometimes overthink too much and then sometimes don't do stuff because
Yeah.
I'm overthinking too much or stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's finding that balance of like you do one thing and then that's it and then move on and yeah.
I love that. At least you have an awareness around it. I think a lot
Oh,
of people are just straight chaos and they don't see an issue with it.
well, I mean, this year's been a very that of like becoming aware of stuff that you was like, oh, I was been doing this stuff and I didn't even realize I was doing it, which is that's actually the first step of everything, right? Realizing or being aware of like, okay, this is why I act this way or this is why I behave this way. And I think I'm learning a lot to be aware of like, okay, why am I doing this or why am I doing that? I'm like, and then okay, let me stop or let me figure out why and then go from there, and I think especially with thoughts and stuff like that, like then the mind mess you up a lot when you're like, positive stuff or energy or negative stuff. And you're like, okay, why am I thinking this way? It's like, is it real? And then kind of like shed it and move on. So,
That's good. What are you doing to kind of separate yourself from your thoughts?
wow. What am I? No, well, meditate. It's a
Yeah.
lot. I think I'm meditating as much as I can. I think I'm doing, when I wake up, try to do like a quick meditation. And then throughout the day, if I can, but I think that just gives you like especially when you start getting overwhelmed, you start going, all right, let me just, and also to start just also think of what's happening in the moment. I think going back to that, I think that's because you start going like, oh, what am I going to do this? If you, like, and then that stops you from not doing stuff. So then, all right, that's another one. And then also, hey, okay, well, obviously try to go out, do exercise, do something that gets you out of the, of the mindset if you need to go back to do what you were doing or something.
I just recently heard it put as be where your feet are.
Mm,
And I've been trying to
exactly.
use that to remind myself because they say that if you're focused too much on the past, that's how depression creeps in. And if you're focused too much on the future, that's how anxiety creeps in.
Wow. Okay.
But it's easier said than done. And it's a daily practice.
Exactly. It's a daily thing that you have to do all the time, that you have to be aware of it all the time. I always think like if you have like, especially some people are more natural than others, something like, but if you have it, you gotta know that you gotta do it all the time. It's like if you know that's your craving is sugar, it's like
Yeah.
don't buy stuff for sugar because you know you're gonna, and then but you have to can't just be like, oh, I was good for a month, now I can go back to having sugar.
Nope.
No, you're gonna. That's a lifetime thing that you always have to, and you like you said, it's like you have to be aware of it or do it all the time. So then it becomes easier to then capture or to be like, okay, it's happening, boom, all right, it's not bad. But exactly, just being. I think that's the main thing is just not think because especially now with society with social media and all this stuff, it's like it's even harder to just be in the moment.
It's so hard because, especially as like creatives and as people who aren't promised anything in this career, there's every reason in the world to be anxious and not to
Mm-hmm.
just like have gratitude for how far you've come. And to like, it's so easy for us to compare ourselves to other comedians.
Yeah.
And it just, if you're not actively, consciously making an effort to like take care of your mental health, it will go down the drain.
Yes. No, 100%. I mean, it's something that I think a lot of comics or struggle with because including myself because it is a lot and it's like a thing of like you said it's stuff that you're like, hey, I wish I didn't have to use social media.
Ugh,
You
I
know what I
wish.
mean? But it's part of the job. So now it's like, okay, how do I use it to my advantage? How do I use it so I'm not start scrolling for no reason or start comparing myself or whatever it is and then use it for like, oh no, to promote my shows or to put new content or to put whatever, whatever it is. But it is that thing. You do have to like really be aware of it because if not, then you can go into this, you know, again, the mind, I would say the mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. You know?
I love that. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you have like guardrails that you put up for yourself so you don't have a bad relationship with social media? Do you use like apps to limit your screen
I
time?
haven't done that yet, but I maybe I should. I think now what I do, I am like, okay, if I go like, if I start going into this whole tangent of just looking, I kind of, all right, I'm doing now. What am I doing? I'm just scrolling for stuff. I'm wasting time. Or if I start looking at other stuff, I'm going like, hey, why am I look like?
Yeah.
I ask myself a lot, like, okay, what's the reason? Are you doing it for, okay, to see how you can like research or like, okay, strategy and stuff. Like if you're using it for whatever reason it is,
Yeah, if
then
it's
use
work,
it.
it's work.
If exactly, but if you're doing it just to make you feel bad or not make you feel anxious or whatever, then it's like, so. But I don't have any guardrails yet about it. I mean, I think I'm trying to, be conscious of like, okay, you're wasting time on this, but I think I should have some,
Yeah.
just to because. But then it goes like, well, I need to be, if somebody that messaged me, I have to answer. It's like, but who cares? That's the thing too. It's like, just because you're gone for like 3 hours,
Right.
nothing's going to happen. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you find yourself, because this happened for me, I had been really, really good. I got off Twitter like back in 2020 because I found myself just reading other people's arguments with each other. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is crazy.
Yeah.
But then I got on Threads this year and now I'm doing it
the
over
same
there.
thing, yes. Yeah, that's another thing too that I do sometimes, or like look at new stuff and then you go into like the same thing of like what they're saying or like when and so yeah, I mean, I do sometimes do like, why am I wasting time on this? Because it's also like I look at it like, yeah, I want to see what's happening in the world just in case something,
Just in case we need to talk about it.
exactly, comedy wise,
Yeah.
but also it's like, again, it's going back to like what you're saying. All right, now I'm spending so much time on nonsense. So I mean, I think it is that thing of like really like, being conscious of yourself. It's the same thing as being like on a diet, like
Yeah.
like having a diet. What I mean? It's like, hey, you want to lose weight or you want to get in shape? It's like, well, if you're gonna eat one piece, but I'm
Brain
eating too
diet.
much. It's like,
Yeah.
unless it is a thing that you're not even realizing you're doing it, or it's kind of like an addiction thing, then I think that's where you're really okay. You need some other help. I mean, but if that's not the case, I think a lot of it is like, it's just really being mindful of like, I want to do this and putting that survival mode. I think it is of like, no, hey, I have to do this. There's no other way. I can't be spending more time on this, and like, if you look at it that way, I think, I guess you got to find what works for you. I think that's the main thing.
I started because I realized I couldn't quite control it myself. So I got this app. It's called like Screen Zen that locks me out of certain things after 10 minutes.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
pretty helpful.
Screen Zen. All right.
Yeah, because what happens, I will just grab my phone and for no reason, it's like unconscious. I just open Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
not
yeah.
even trying to open it for anything. I'm like, what the fuck did I open this for?
Mm.
And so with Screen Zen, it won't even open for 10 seconds. You click on it and then it makes you wait. So you have time to kind of be like,
Oh.
did I need to open this right now?
I'm gonna download that right now.
It's pretty
That's
great.
actually good. I like that because, and it's also like 10 minutes is a good mark
Yes.
to be like, whatever you need to do in 10 minutes.
You can upload
You can upload
things,
something. You
answer
can look
questions.
at some stuff, answer some questions,
Yeah.
and then that's it. And then after that, and then if you are still working on something legitimate, you can go back.
Right.
Or can you do that?
You
or-
can, or you can disable it for a little bit. You have the option to do that.
Got
So
it,
you
got
still, it's not like,
Perfect.
oh,
No, but it's a little like, hey,
yeah,
what are you doing?
it
Hey.
won't ruin your work.
Exactly. That's good. What's it called? Zen.
Screen
Zen.
Zen?
I'm gonna download that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna download that right now after the podcast.
I feel like you And correct me if I'm wrong, do you get weird DMs?
I mean, like what kind of weird? Like
Like
what?
from women or men?
Here and there, sometimes I get some like weird, like, you know, you could tell it's like you look hot, or like that
Yeah.
was like, you know, like they wanna like, but nothing like completely like directly like,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like it's
I'm
I call it like
surprised.
debate. It's debate for you to go in and start talking about stuff, but nah, but yeah, I mean, I and then sometimes I get some, you know, good like, well, I don't know if sometimes it's spam or not, about stuff about like you want to promote this or you want to do this
Yeah.
stuff, where I'm like, you know, like I'm not gonna promote something. It's that's another thing too. Like if I, you know, like because now you can get money if they pay you for this, but it's like what is it? Like I don't
Right.
even know what this thing is, or why would I post something about, you know, like mining Bitcoin? You know what I mean? But but yeah, but yeah, I don't get that many weird ones. No, 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 not. I mean, again, it's just stuff that I see, and then I'm like, I don't answer. You know, and I think that's the best thing. Sometimes I've gotten into like also people like negative stuff, and then I just don't answer for. I mean, to me, that's like the biggest. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I
speaks to your
mean?
maturity that you're like not taking the bait.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, sometimes you want to be like, look,
Yeah. It's
you
hard
know,
not to.
but it's like, remember this guy did a show, and I remember I started. He was in the front row. I remember because I was like just joking with him and stuff like that. And then I think the next morning or whatever, he was like a huge long DM about like, who do you think you are? You think you're fine? I did ask you your question because it was something like I was from DC. I was like, are you from DC? And I just, you know, it's like DC's made up of, you know, Maryland, Virginia, and, you know, and the DMV. All this explanation that I know, and I'm like, okay, bro, right? Like
You're like,
you
it's not that deep.
it was,
Relax.
you could tell it was like, oh, but also that's when you know, like, oh, this person is mad at something else, you know. It's like,
Yes.
it's not about me, this is like completely, because I would answer somebody that makes a legitimate claim, or a
Right.
legitimate, hey man, I thought about this, I didn't like that, you know, if it's something like that, I was like, I'll answer that. But if you could tell that they're just either been trolling, or they're just like, oh, this
Yeah.
is you, that's your personal shit that you need to deal with, and yeah, I'm not gonna get into that, you know.
This is good. So I feel like you're really proving you like take care of your mental health,
I
like
mean,
you're aware of it. I will say, I don't mean to speak disparagingly of your gender, but it's not that common.
really, wow,
Or
no.
at least up to a certain age. I feel like there's such still this resistance that it's like not masculine to take
Yeah,
care of
yeah,
your
yeah.
mental health, that like nothing is wrong, you can't see a therapist, you can't question your
I'm
personality,
seeing
and
a
it
therapist right now, and it's been
it's
great.
the best. I don't think anyone can't benefit a little bit from seeing a therapist, like no
Like
matter who they are.
100%, and I think, and I also to me part of the Latino culture. That's also another type of adding that it's not
Yeah.
therapist, or it's not like you don't talk. I mean, I have a bit about it, about you don't talk about your feelings, and you just pretend everything's okay,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm
Russian
like,
culture too.
yeah, yeah, it's like that. It's like, yeah, it's like be firm, be brave. You don't, which, yeah, that's the that's the thing of like the all mind food stuff way of like, drink milk, it's good for you. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that might work with one person because he has a type of body that processes milk well, but then there's another person that doesn't, and it doesn't work for them. So everybody's different, and that's the thing with mental stuff too. We are all different. We all have our the way that we grew up. That's where the traumas come, you know, and then you have to know. And for me, I've been going through this year of like, oh man, I am learning a lot about the stuff that I, and that's what I mean. Like this whole year is like, I'm just even like processing all this stuff and being aware of all this stuff, and like of mental stuff that I wasn't even realizing I was
Yeah.
doing it, you know. And now at least I know the reason why now. I'm more aware of it. So now it's just about changing it, or, you know, changing the perspective and changing those habits or whatever it is. But, and the therapist has been great. You know, I have a therapist that she's great. And it's like, also she uses a lot of like meditation and kind of
Oh,
like stuff like that,
awesome.
which I
Yeah.
like too, because it's just, I, you know, and about energies and all that stuff, which is, but also there's also the clinical factor of like what, you know. And but I think, yeah, I think I get it. It's like guys sometimes don't want to talk about it, don't want to like, don't want to, you know, you're supposed to pretend, oh yeah,
Like
I'm
you don't feel
okay, I don't,
feelings.
or like,
Yeah.
who cares, like something happens to you, like, And that's one thing I learned is like when you don't process anything, it doesn't go away.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
It's dormant.
It's just there, and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and that's why whatever happens to you in your life, you know, relationship stuff, you know, whatever, you do have to like address it and you know, and really be okay with it, process it basically, you know, and then now you can move on. But if you don't, and that's one thing I've learned. I'm like, all this stuff that I've done throughout my life, I haven't done, and that's why you keep doing the same habits or the same, meeting the same people or being in the same relationships because you haven't processed, so you haven't learned from it. You know,
it's tough because you watch people around you get stuck in these bad habits where you're. And it's just easier to see it when you're watching somebody else do it than it is to like see it for yourself. And that's why it's so important to have a therapist or have some kind of support system, have people you trust who give you honest feedback.
Exactly. And also, but also you said that too of like, at least in my case, of have the savior complex thing or people, you know, where like, oh, you're trying to, I see the stuff that they're doing. But it's usually me, but I don't want to address that.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it on you.
Yep.
Do this. Well, I should be.
We see things in people that we don't like about ourselves.
That's projection.
And then it's like projection.
Exactly.
Right?
And then it's like, no. And that's where you got to be like, no. And that's the thing, too, that I've learned now or that I'm doing more of. Like, I used to be like, I'm going to give you my advice. Or like, nah. Unless you ask me for it.
Unless they ask for it, yeah.
Then I'll give it. Because...
But that's so hard to do because it comes from such a good place.
Exactly, because all the stuff that I do, and I'm not trying to like make you feel miserable or make you feel bad or like it's for you to get better. But two things: first of all, if the person doesn't want to listen to, it doesn't matter what you say; they're always gonna, even if you're right. And then the other one is also because then a lot of it is like, okay, why? Unless that person like I'm doing this maybe for me, but I don't want to. Instead of putting that energy. Put it on me to be like, no, I should be doing this more, or I should be more punctual or something, or more like that. It's like don't. So it is that thing that I'm learning to, you know, that I'm like, oh yeah, it's not. It's a lot too about being aware of when you start helping people, like who are you, why are you doing it for, you know, like, and that's to me that's the other thing. So it's just the more clear you are with everything in life, the better it is.
I was going to Al-Anon for a while.
What is that?
Al-Anon?
Al-Anon.
It's like 12-step.
Oh, for what?
For people who love alcoholics. So you're not the alcoholic in Al-Anon, but you're like in relationship with alcoholics.
Oh, I didn't know.
So whether you grew up in a family with it or whether it shows up in your dating life a lot, it's actually a 12-step program for people with control issues. Which is really, really helpful.
People that are controlling?
People that are controlling and people that have like savior complexes or step in and do things for other people all the time. Because when you're raised in an alcoholic environment, and it doesn't have to be alcohol, right? Like alcohol doesn't have to be present for the ism to be present. So whenever there's like a chaotic caretaker that you grow up around, someone who's not emotionally all there, and you have to step in and kind of always do everything for them, you grow up with this complex of like being a perfectionist and needing to fix things for everybody all the time. And what I really like that they say in Al-Anon is you have to give others the dignity to fall on their face.
100%.
Yeah, so even if you don't agree with what they're doing or you want to help them, it's on them. So if you're dealing with someone that's in active alcoholism or whatever they're doing, they're out of control, they're spinning out, you have to give them the dignity to spin out.
Yeah, no, and that thing goes back to what, because two things, either most people always learn when, you know, how many times people have told you, do this, and you're like, no, and you think, because that's the ego that's another thing of the ego of the human being that it always...
Powerful.
Is huge, and that's a thing that my therapist said, which is good about ego. That you have to look at like ego is good while you know you're using it, but if it starts controlling you, that's when it's bad. And it's great because sometimes we need the ego for certain situations, but as long as you're like, oh, I'm doing the ego stuff right now,
it steps in so often.
But when it takes over you, And that's kind of every kind of emotion, pretty much, but especially the ego. But yeah, I think the ego of like when somebody tells you something, I'm like, no, I'm good. So they're not never gonna listen, no matter how good somebody stops drinking or whatever, stop doing this. So then, what's the point of saying it? Like you said, it's like don't say it. Let them, and then they'll go like, you know what? Yeah, I should have listened to you, or should have done that, or don't even,
Or they don't say
or
that
they don't
ever.
say nothing, and then just be like, well, that's, But yeah, I think the main thing is like focus. Well, one thing also is like you gotta be responsible for your own happiness. That's pretty much the gist of it all.
Yeah.
And and you can't be responsible for anybody else's happiness, and that's the. I
It's
think
a tough pill to swallow.
It's a tough because you think, in a relationship that I'm supposed to make you happy, which in some ways you are, but it doesn't. But if you look at it, if you're not happy with who you are or your life or whatever it is, it doesn't matter what I do.
Right.
You'll always be unhappy. And then what happens? Then I'm just getting less happy because nothing is working. So then I'm not taking care of my own happiness. So then
you become resentful.
And then you become resentful, and then that's. So at the end of the day, you gotta realize. I think that's why a good relationship is when two people are happy by themselves.
Yep.
And then you're just complimenting.
Which go find two people that are happy.
I know that's the tough part. Yeah, that's the hard
Especially
part.
in LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go find two
you
mentally
gotta find
stable
some fake
people.
ones.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'm happy, and then it's like, okay, you haven't blinked in 3 seconds. It's the Botox. Yeah. Nah, that's another thing too. It's like, and that's another. Well, that's what I always had this thing about. Like when people are too happy all the time, that's always a bad sign.
Uh-huh.
Like everything's great. Life is great. I'm like,
I don't trust those people.
Yeah, those are serial killers. I'm like, all right, you're like not. I'm not saying you have to be negative and pessimistic, but it's like it's fine to be like, I run into you once, like, I'm just a little sad, or I'm tired, or like mad. Then you see the person, because we all have emotions,
right?
And it's good to have those emotions, but it's like, it's the same thing that you were saying. If people don't process it, then it just at the end of the day, it's gonna pop somewhere else.
So, knowing all that, what are your red flags?
Oh, I got a lot now. Well, one, which is now I learned recently, is you gotta be happy. I mean, first of all, somebody does. I think you need to be happy with who you are, and or with what you're doing. I think that if you're not,
it'll show up elsewhere.
It's gonna show up somewhere, and also, I don't wanna be with a person that wants to be that I need to save or that I need to help or whatever, because I don't exactly the same thing that I'm working on myself. Like, no, I need to be happy with myself. So it's like I can't. It's like you're saying being with another alcoholic. It's like, no, it doesn't work. So I think that's a red flag. Yeah, you have somebody that that has. I don't think age matters, but also that have mature in several ways.
Yeah.
Which
huge.
That was my mistake too with my past relationship, was or not a mistake, but something that I saw personality. I thought as maturity, and that sometimes it's not the thing.
Yeah.
Just because you can be very mature personality doesn't mean that you're mature or that you have lived through a lot of stuff or dealt with your stuff.
Right.
So I think that's another one. Family is another red flag too, like that I've learned to be like, what's your relationship with your family, especially as a woman? Like, what's your relationship with your dad?
Huge.
That's a thing that I've learned to be like, which, and yeah, then you need to have a good, a good relationship, I think,
or you need to have examined it.
Exactly, a process that like you learn from it.
Yeah.
And you're like, but if you haven't dealt with it, it's gonna show up too, I think all that stuff. I think a lot of things that I think all the stuff that I feel that are valuable values to me are red flags. And I think even if like we go out to a restaurant and the way that you treat the waitress or the bus boy or whatever,
it's good because that's like easy and fast to see.
Exactly, but it's to also not this part is like, nah, address it.
Yep.
And that's another thing too. Like now, like, oh, that's another one too. That's a big red flag of people. Like, it doesn't have to be going out, but just with friends or whatever. It's like, tell me like what you like and what you don't like. Like, give me the don't hide. Like, no, everything's okay. No, like, no. You know what? I don't like this, and I'm gonna give you my reason, and then okay, we can go and talk about it. I'm like, and then that's when you can, if you're with somebody, you can be like, okay, you know what? We both think differently, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not gonna work out. Bye. Or like, oh, I get what you're saying. I didn't see it that way. You know, whatever it is, but you gotta like say, like, I don't like. For me as well, I don't like this, but also for the other person, you know, and I don't like that either, or I do like that, and then because when you don't say anything, you assume everything, and that's when bad shit happens. Like the World War III. No.
It's hard sometimes because you want the person to think you're
like
cool.
you. Exactly, but that's where the maturity comes, or
Right.
and again, it doesn't have to be age-wise, it could just be some, that, again, people-pleasing thing of like, yeah, I want, nah, but like, people will like you, because that's the thing too I learned. People are gonna like you no matter what. Like, even if you do, you're pleasing all the time or you're not. So they like you, so might as well be you.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
that's what you want to find, the person that likes you for you.
exactly. And I think it's more about being respectful of saying that you don't like something that you don't
Right.
like. That's the key. Because if I tell you, look, I don't want to do something, and I'm being respectful, and you get mad at me, that's on you. I shouldn't feel bad about that. You should. I feel bad if I said it the wrong way, or it was disrespectful, or whatever it is. Then yes, then you have a right to be mad at me. But if anything in life, if you say no, I don't want to, or I don't want to do this, or saying no is a huge thing, and unfortunately, in LA, that's the thing that most people don't like to say no.
Yeah, but it's so much worse. I wish people would say no more, but what they do is they just ignore you.
Exactly.
They're like afraid to tell you no, and I'm like, just tell me no. It'll be so much more respect.
100%.
I'm gonna get mad at you if you just ignore me rather than telling me you can't do something.
That's exactly what I mean. And also that's where I go respectful way.
Yes.
Because it's more respectful for like, hey, sorry, I'm not gonna make, like we're trying to figure out about the podcast stuff. It's like, hey man, I can't do this right now. Do you mind if I do it, another day or whatever? It's like,
but that's the correct way to handle it.
But that's the correct way. Yeah, that's like, I mean, I'm also showing some respect for you because it's your time. You're inviting me for the stuff. So I can't just be like, nah, I'm not gonna answer or whatever. It's like, what the fuck? But yeah, most people don't do that, and it's a weird thing because they go like, oh, if I don't say no, I'm not gonna like mess,
It's way
worse.
It's way worse.
It's way worse.
You know what? People don't talk about this. People talk about ghosting in dating all the time. People don't talk about ghosting in friendship.
Oh yeah,
because it's not like a very final thing. But people ghost
100%,
in friendships all the
100%.
time.
It's
so
the same
shitty.
thing. If like I have friends that that I call them or that I'm gonna, they don't answer, and I'm like, or like, oh, call me back, and they don't call me, and it's kind of like, all right, you can just say, hey, I'm busy right now.
Right.
I can't call right now, whatever it is. But then it's like, and also like, oh, you haven't called me in a while. Like, dude, you should call me too. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know why it's not easier for people to just. It's not even about setting a boundary. It's just like, say you're busy.
100%. It's like, that's the thing. I think that's what people, is the whole thing of like, going back, being afraid of what they're going to think.
Yeah.
If like, oh, if I say this, then they're going to think I don't want to. No.
But I think that if they don't answer.
Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like, if you say you're busy and it's, or hey, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I can't come to this party, or I don't want to, or you know what, I'm too tired, I don't want to go out, or I'm sorry, I just got. And again, if you're being respectful by the way that you're saying it and addressing it, then if the other person gets mad, that's on them.
Right.
That's the thing that, and I'm talking to myself, because sometimes you want to be like, we all know, like, should I send him a text about this comic?
Yep.
I mean, I want, if I can open for them or whatever, I'm afraid they're going to be like that. If you're being respectful, and if they get mad because you send them a text, then and I'm like, all right, then that's on them. I'm like, also, then you don't want to work with those people because it's like,
correct.
Dude, like, what the hell? I was just saying, I hope you're whatever,
It's a business that teaches you asking, because you have to ask for things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like bad at that. So
Me
I'm
too.
glad I'm learning.
I'm 100%. That's another thing too. Unfortunately, that's not. I think it's part of the maybe Latino Russian culture thing.
Yeah.
Of like, don't ask, just be thankful. And just stay down and be thankful for what you have, and which I think that's a very Latino cultural thing, which is like it's not a good thing because it's like it keeps your mind to be like not to take have some dignity or to stand for yourself or to want more, which is that's more of an American thing, which is like no, I should want this or I need or I deserve this or all that stuff. So yeah, I think and that's with this industry, that's I've learned to, and that's not a natural thing that I have. It costs me all the time to be like I wanna, but I learn much better to be like. And I think now that I'm even more about following the whole thing, look, as long as you're being cool and not annoying and respectful, and if that's it, that's all you want. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't control what other people think and stuff like that. That's the problem. When we think that we're controlling their minds or whatever, their feelings or whoever, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Would you say, like, that you have certain spiritual beliefs that help you have a good mindset?
Well, me, I mean, I grew up Catholic. I grew up, that's, I'm always, I'm still Catholic. I mean, not that I go to church every Sunday. Sorry, Mom. But I pray. I do. I think I've always had that, throughout my mind. I think sometimes it's been like, it's kind of like a roller coaster where I'm more in it, But I think I've been, and I've grown more to be more spiritual or more about being good than just the full, like, following the things, and to me, that's more important because, like, for two things happened that I was like, that kind of changed my mind. Or one thing. Remember one time I was in Venezuela, we're going to go to, I mean, you over there, you go to church and you can actually do the confession as the mass is going.
Oh, wow.
Like, you don't need to go like that. So I was doing it, and I was telling this priest, my sins. But one of them was like, hey, I can't, I haven't been to church, or I don't go every day. And he's like, nah, like, as long as you're a good person, that's all that matters, kind of thing. And I was like, that really opened my eyes to be like, yeah, that is true. It's not, because you see those people that are like always like try to be very religious, and they have a lot of shit going on in their basement. That, so it's like, so to me, that's why it's like, I like being the spiritual of it and whatever it is. I like following the teachings of what I grew up, but it's more about like being a good person, being a good thing. And that's what kind of like, it helps me kind of like also, I think, and using it now with meditation and all this stuff that I feel like it all combined.
It's complementary.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, but I was a bit like, you always doesn't matter. You might say you're an atheist or religious, but whenever there's turbulence on the plane, everybody starts believing in God. You're like, yeah, God damn, I mean, I knew it. I don't believe in you, but please, yeah. Every time there's I'm like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, you find out what someone's beliefs are when there's turbulence on a plane, or when you have like this is gross, but like terrible diarrhea, or you're like really really sick, and, and you're on the toilet praying. It's like, oh, I pray, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whenever there's that fine line of like that you're scared of death,
the fear,
that's when God comes into play, and they're like, oh, there you are. Ah, what's up? Now you need
long
me.
time no talk.
What's up? Only when you're in the toilet.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean, I do again, and but yeah, I mean, and I've learned also to learn more also about other religions as well. That is cool to be. I think again, just be a good person. To me, it's like that's the main thing. If you're and also know that everybody makes mistakes.
Right.
I don't mind. I judge a person by how they react when they make the mistake.
I like that a lot. I heard this great quote recently that was, we judge ourselves by our intentions, but other people by their actions. And if you judge other people by their intentions more, it's more authentic.
That's actually great. No, yeah, and that's true because when you make a mistake, you also have to, if you put yourself in the other position of the other person, you're like, oh, I understand why they did it. Because also, we always, people judge, like, I would never do that. It's like,
Would you though?
would you? Yeah, there's situations where, like, even like crazy situations, like, I wouldn't kill somebody. There'd be a situation that, that if something messes up with your family, whatever,
Right.
like, you probably would do it too. So it's like, so yeah, I mean, I think it's just, but I think simple mistakes that people make, or big mistakes that people make, is like, you just gotta be. It's not how what you do, is how you react, because it's when the person doesn't want to admit they did it,
Yeah.
and they're always trying to make an excuse, and I'm like, come on, like, just say you messed up. Hey, there was a confusion or whatever it is, but that's when I go like, I don't. Because then you wanna be able to have a relationship, friends, family, or, love relationship, that somebody that you're always gonna be making mistakes, so
Yeah.
you wanna be able to, like,
You want to see how they handle
how
conflict.
they handle, and then, like, oh, how to talk about it and resolve it, and, like, and learn from it too, because the whole
Right.
point is to, like, oh, okay, I made that, I learned from it, now I won't make it again, or now I'm aware more of it, whatever it is. But if you don't, people that say I'm perfect, I never do anything wrong, those
are crazy people.
I'm never doing anything wrong.
Is your family still really religious?
Yes, my mom is, for sure. She's always, that's her go-to mode. Like,
Yeah.
she's, every time there's something going on, she's like, go pray. Sends me prayers through
Aw.
WhatsApp, and, like,
That's
I pray
sweet
for
though.
this. Yeah, no, it's like, it's her way of saying stuff without saying it, because she
Yeah.
grew up. We grew up in a very non-emotional family, especially my mom's side. My dad was a little less. I mean, he was religious too, but was a little less. My dad passed away, a while back, but he was more open with his feelings, which was weird. And then, because I grew up more with my mom's family side, he would always feel weird when he was more open, which is like, now I wish I could tell him, like, I that was actually the right thing
Yeah.
to do, not. But yeah, they were both religious. I mean, I got my aunts too as well, and my sister is kind of like me, like, I think we're all, like, have it, but we're not, like, reading the Bible every
Yeah.
day, kind of like.
Okay. We both have immigrant families.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most, like, ridiculous immigrant shit that they still do?
Oh man, I think wow I think my like, well, the whole well, I don't know if you communicate. A lot of them are not here though, so some live in Venezuela, so a lot of it, but it's very immigrant to communicate through WhatsApp, and then through, like, so they love to send, especially, like, my uncles, like, memes and gifs and of bad
yeah.
jokes that it's killing in the group chat, and you're going, like, or sometimes you wake up and it's like 50 messages, and
Oh
it's
my
like, and you
God.
gotta scroll, and it's all
Yeah.
BS stuff, or, like, whatever. Because I think that's the thing, when, like, I don't know what I mean. I'm old, but, like, old, when you're, like, old, I think, like, they just love to share everything. They don't, like, you don't have to share every single thing that you get forwarded to. It's like, it's not a game, So that's very immigrant too, of, like, and then, yeah. So that's one of the things. Yeah. What about you? What do you got?
My family parties so hard still.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They drink.
Yeah.
They party. They get together all the time and vacation, and
Uh-huh.
they sneak bottles into restaurants where I'm like, oh my God, please
Really?
stop doing that.
Nice. I like that. Well, that's a part of, yeah. I mean, I think the whole. It's funny when I hang out with my friends, my Latino friends, especially, that grew up in, like, older in other countries. They're very, yeah. The way that they drink, it's
so
crazy.
crazy.
It's like, I'm like, because I drink, but I'm like, I don't drink like what they do. Like, these guys drink pretty much every day. I always go,
Yeah,
like, you're
same.
functional alcoholics pretty much in some ways. I have a buddy that's like, I thought he was. I was like, yeah, I think you are. And he stopped drinking now. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just because some health stuff.
Yeah.
If not, then he would have kept drinking.
Not because he wanted to.
Yeah. No.
What is your family that is still in Venezuela? Like, what did they think of what's going on here right now?
Well, it's like it's it's weird because now it's like they're like, oh, I don't want to go there now,
Right.
because it's so scary because of the whole stuff that's happening, and then also and also because of the economy and all that. Yeah, so it's funny because now more people are, which is unfortunate because now it's like, the U.S. was supposed to be like, oh man, like I want to be there, I want to go there. Now it's like, nah, I think I'm okay here, like. And my family, most of my family in Venezuela, they're okay. They're, it's not like there's stuff going on, but also it's pretty much like living here. Like there's some things that are even better over there.
Right.
Or more affordable.
How's the healthcare?
that's that's why I was talking to my. It's funny, imagine I was just dealing with healthcare stuff this morning, and I'm like. And I was talking to my mom about it, and I was telling her, and she's like, "What? That's like the whole enrollment thing, open
Yeah.
enrollment
Oh
thing.
yeah, because it's the
That's
end of
like
the year.
that's like they're like, why you can't just get insurance like during any time? No, it's gotta be during this time,
Yep.
which that's ridiculous.
It
Like,
is.
why do you have to have a certain time to do, and all the things, and it's just because over there, and my sister lives in Madrid, and I have friends that live in Spain too, and then it's even better over there in terms of the health insurance because yes, there's a catch 22. Like yeah, if you go to like public hospital that are still good, but yeah, you're gonna have to wait, then it's longer. But then if you want, you have the money to pay to pay the private ones,
Yeah.
which to me
So you have options.
that should be like here.
Right.
Like hey, have people that don't have money to then you can still get some care. But yeah, the whole is like why you're gonna have to wait. That's the catch. But then not have a thing where you can't just go to anywhere because you don't have insurance, and then or it's just so much. It's just
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Do you go there to visit?
I haven't been there in a while. Unfortunately, it's been like 7 years, and I want to go back. But I just haven't been back because before all the years because I didn't have the Venezuelan passport. I have to because
Oh.
of the government over there changed it to where like you. Well, I think that's always been the case, but I don't know. Like they made it like more serious or something where you like there's no visas anymore if you're American.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the government, they don't get along.
They're fighting with each other?
Exactly. So then I would have to before I could go with the U.S. passport. Now I have to actually would have to travel with the Venezuelan passport because I was born there.
Do you have a passport?
And finally I got it.
Oh, okay.
But that also took so long to
Wow.
get it
Yeah.
because they closed the consulates here, and then I had to go to Mexico to actually go get it
Oh, wow.
at the Venezuelan consulate in Mexico City.
Jeez.
So it was a whole process. Now I finally have it. So now I'm just waiting to see hopefully, by next year that's a plan for me to go over there, and because my mom still lives there. She comes to visit here or to Spain, so I see her. But I have all my other families there, and I want to go and also just to see the place, and also even to do shows too. And
Of course.
Spanish,
Yeah. They would love
stand-up.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have like a full set in Spanish?
Yeah. Now I do. It's like I've been working on it for like the past year, doing a show in LA with another comic that we produce, and then just start doing it. I'm like, yeah, it's good. Now I can do an hour, and like I feel very comfortable. Like, obviously I'm not 100, not a like, not I'm not gonna say it's just the quickness that I have in English because I do it all the time.
Right.
In Spanish, it's like I wish there was like a show here that I could do every. At
Does
least
it
every week.
translate pretty well, like the punchlines?
It does. Some things they do, some
Yeah.
things they don't. I think one thing that it's just the rhythm is different, and I think it's like in English, it's more of a like quick, more like pa pa pa. Like in Spanish, it's more like pa 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 pa, and then you throw in the. So
Yeah.
it's like you need more. You can have more words to. Obviously, you need more words to say stuff. And then, but it's also like it's not so like you don't have to be so robotic or so like it's more conversational, more like that's what I figure out too. And because I was the first time I was doing it, I was like doing it fully translated, like I would do it in English,
Yeah.
and you could tell it wasn't hitting as much. But now, like, I found the way to do it, but also some bits that I do in English, I do the same thing in Spanish, and they work well. So I think it's finding the words or the way to say it, and then there are other ones that don't make sense at all.
Because there's just, if you like getting to do that, there's so many opportunities.
100%. No. I mean, right now, like, it's because now there's some cities that I go and I do one show in Spanish, and then I do the other ones in English, and then yeah, just to be able to also travel to like Latin America and then Europe to do
Right.
shows in English and Spanish. So yeah, that's why I started doing it. I mean, and also has grown a lot too now. There's like so many comics, especially Venezuelan comics that I know that are they're popular over there, but the immigration has worked for them because
Yeah.
now there's people everywhere all over the US and the world, so now that go see them. So it's like, so yeah, it's been growing a lot, and it's still kind of like new in some ways, but it's but that's the reason to do it.
Are you excited for the holidays? Are you a holiday guy?
I am. I always liked. I think that's one of my favorite things growing up was just like Christmas and New Year's and and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think as you get older, you go like like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Is there but
What's your
but
favorite?
That's why I always liked more growing up.
Someone's in the hall.
Yeah.
Monty.
I also like growing up more with New Year's
Yeah.
because in Venezuela, especially like the way that like New Year's is as important as Christmas in terms of like
That's
being
how
with
it is in
family.
like Soviet culture too.
Right?
It's a family holiday and you exchange gifts.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you receive the New Year with your family.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you go out and party with your friends.
Yeah.
So, that was a shocking thing when we first moved here.
It's like for young people to go out.
It's like it's a Cinco de Mayo. It's not even like people don't. That's why I was. First of all, I remember my first me and my family moved there. We were like, nothing. We're used to like fireworks going on,
Yeah.
everybody partying, everything was quiet, and we were like, what's going on here? Like somebody died, like, and then also that's when even when I started doing comedy, this whole like doing shows in New Year's, I was like, why people go to this?
Yeah.
Why? Like, cause it's just not a family thing. It's not a thing. So I've always been very fond of the New Year. Like that's even though obviously Christmas too, but like New Year's is very like because also my memories were just like my grandma's beach house and 30, 40 people in there and
Cool.
everybody saying and like I've always felt that was a cool thing. So I like that and like so yeah, that to me I think New Year's is like my favorite holiday, and then especially again spending time with family or
I love that. That's so cool. I didn't realize that it was like that in other cultures too, because that's just how I grew up.
I know yeah, because to me it was very weird moving here, and it's still weird to me.
Yeah.
And I even had had to perform in New Year's, and that's still weird to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be like, I'm doing this while I should be, with my family, or I should be so yeah, it is just, and it's fun. I have to learn, that's the thing. I still don't get used to it of like not seeing it as a family thing. It's just like even Christmas to me is more like like it's kind of like, oh yeah, because also do you do this for in Venezuela? That's a very Latin thing. You celebrate the 24th, not the 25th. Like the 25th is more for the kids and
Yeah.
like for like the gifts,
Oh, that's cool.
and like stuff like that, and like but the 24th when you have the dinner and you might exchange gifts as a family in at midnight.
So that's like the bigger deal.
That was the bigger deal than the actual Christmas itself.
Yeah.
Christmas itself was just waking up and waiting for. In Venezuela, there's a thing called Baby Jesus. That he's the one that, besides Santa, he brings gifts.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, which I was like, I always remember like, well, what's creepier, 75-year-old like senior citizen breaking and entering, or like a flying baby just be like, eh.
The flag baby's kind of cute.
I know, right? So, but yeah, I was like, because you would write the letter to Baby Jesus and be like, I want this and that. And then you wake up and would get the same gifts, and I would get the stuff that I would never order.
Yeah.
It was like, well, didn't. So it was the cheaper version of what I got. Like that's my parents got me like
The Timu.
the Timo
Before
version,
Temu?
the Timo skateboard. I remember I got a skateboard and I was like, it was like, or I remember I got a remote control car, but it had the wire attached to the remote, which I'm like that defeats the whole purpose of the remote control car.
Oh my god.
You had to follow the car all over. So I was like, that doesn't make sense. And the cord was like this. It wasn't even like long. So I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Sorry, I'm like dying.
I know.
Do you decorate?
You know what? And I'm a new apartment that I have. I'm like slowly getting, like I got a plant. So I want to get more plants. Like
Hell yeah. You're going to be a plant dad?
I want to be a plant. I like plants. I want to also want to get more art.
Yeah.
My thing. What are you talking about? Like holiday decoration?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I love having like a tree or stuff like that I haven't, something that I need to, get maybe like a, I don't know if I would get like a real tree. Maybe I think I just go to the fake one and just you can just.
Nothing wrong with
nothing wrong with that. I think I grew up with the fake ones.
Yeah.
So I think it's just some. But yeah, I do like having the house be like festive.
Yeah.
And like there's something going on. Yeah. So I think I should do that. But yeah, plants. I think is that like I'm just got my first one and I'm like okay.
What'd you get?
I don't know what it's called.
Describe it to me, maybe.
It's just like it has like. It's kind of like those plants, but a little high, like more like a. I don't know what to say. It's like a tropical thing, but like a little bit like, but it's small. I don't know if it's gonna grow bigger, but.
Well, if you take good care of it.
Yes, that's the point. Yeah. So so now I'm like, and I got this one. They recommended to me, and it's like, cause it doesn't need that much water.
Oh.
Like it's like
I bet it's a snake plant.
Maybe. Because it's like, it just needs to be, I guess, like once it starts, maybe like once a week or, something like that. And then and the light doesn't have to be like direct.
Nice. I bet it's a snake.
That's a snake.
It's an easy, low maintenance one.
That's that's why. I'm like, might have to get more of those. But I would definitely want to put more around my apartment, more plants and stuff like that. I think it just gives a good, and it's like a fun decoration too.
Yeah,
so it makes it cool,
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I could keep you all day, but I can't keep you all day. Yeah. But Francisco Ramos, if people want to know what you're up to, where should they go?
Well, go to social media. Go to F Ramos Comedy. Go to that's my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. You can also go to franciscoeramos.com. That's my website, and also on my Instagram, I got the dates that I have coming up. Check it out. Check them out. I mean, come see me live. Come see them. Also, if you're for the holidays, watch the movie that I did, produced by Kevin Smith, called The Unexpecteds.
Cool.
You can watch it on Apple TV. You can rent it there or buy it. So yeah, there's a lot, and just follow me and share my stuff.
Amazing. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you for having me. That was so much fun.
It was so much fun, and thank you everybody for listening. Bye.
Bye.